fuck up at the beginning.
That would help.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Dream Supply Podcast.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I am your host, Michael Mueller, and welcome to Dream Supply, where our goal is to help the creative community turn their passion into a business so you can earn a living doing what you love. I got a great guest. I got a longtime friend, Mr. Rich Graham, DJ Filthy Rich, a.k.a. Money Graham, a.k.a. God, there's a lot of AKAs.
It is, man.
Strip club connoisseur.
I'm that.
Yeah. You've gotten. I think you wear more hats now than you did when we first met.
Agreed. Yeah, definitely. Well, you change with time, right?
Yeah.
You evolve.
Yeah. Rich is. He is a very well-known DJ, part of the Coalition DJs.
Yes.
It's a huge movement here in Atlanta.
We nationwide now, too. Shout out to the whole team, man. Nationwide.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. I love seeing movements, man. It's something inspiring about it because it takes so much work to get so many people on the same page that are all being driven by the same goal and objective. You guys are breaking a lot of records, man.
Yeah, man. We've been doing it the whole time. They were actually, they were breaking records before they even brought me in. So for me, it was just a matter of, I was blessed to even be a part of it. When I came in, though, you know me personally, I really took it seriously. You know what I mean? Like, I don't waste opportunities because, a lot of people don't get them.
Yeah.
So when I get mine, I don't play.
Yeah, you got to own it. And I think you did you definitely took that opportunity and owned it with the New Music Mondays, right? You just kind of walked in and said, I am the host, right? That's how it happened, right?
Yeah. Can I curse on here?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, so, even with that, so my background, and, when we met, you knew me as a rapper, right? Right. I was DJing back then, but, I was very comfortable on stage. I like microphones. So when we first were doing New Music Monday, when I first came in, we were in a studio. There was no host. Yeah. It was just the artists would come in and play their music, and we'd give them feedback. But once we got to Stankonia, there was a stage. I'm like, man, this is stage in here? We just gonna play music? Nah, man, let me get the mic. I just bring everybody up and blah, blah, blah. And I just took it. That was it. Like, I'm the host.
And y'all started getting some really A-list rap artists that were, whether they're coming out, what is their function in there? Are they just out there as guest hosts, or what is the role or is it they just coming through to see what's going on?
No, well, they're never a host. The host is me and my man DJ Smooth. So the artists that come through are still artists first, right? So no matter how big they are, they come to us to get our opinion on their new music. So when T.I. comes through,
that's gotta be crazy.
Or Yo Gotti comes through, or whoever, they want us to hear their new shit and get our real opinion, because
that's huge respect, though, because the fact that I don't know, like how does that feel, like knowing that these are people that they have banger after banger, they out there with these hits, and they're making decisions based on your guys' feedback, like, okay, maybe we sit on this record and we go to the next one, or
it's dope, man. And we talk about this amongst ourselves too, right? So I come from a different generation. Again, I was a rapper first. So I come from the generation where you get signed to a label, you have an A&R, and the A&R is helping you pick your beats and pick your single. And
it's way different. It's like the Wild West now.
Yes, that role is dead. So it's us. We're the A&R. So there's no one to tell the artist, like, yo, this is your single. So this is where we come in. This is why the labels, any labels that are listening, you need to be paying us, the DJs, because we're doing the A&R's job, because your artists are coming directly to us, and we're picking the singles, dog.
Oh, and the thing is, too, is I feel like labels aren't developing anymore. They're not developing artists. It's just like, oh, this person's hot. We're gonna grab them up and let them do the work.
That's exactly what it is.
They want to cash in on the shit. They're not doing the work on it.
Period. They want you to be popping. They don't even know about half these artists until, the streets will know, the DJs will know a year ahead of time. And they're like, oh, this guy's the man. Like, yo, this is his 5th record that's been hot in the streets. And you're just on. This is the first time
they sleeping. It takes a while to get on their radar.
They don't know shit.
So in your experience since doing the New Music Monday and being part of that movement, what is the timeline? Is there an average of when you see someone first start bubbling to full blown?
That's a good question, man.
I know there's a lot of variables, but what are some of the just that you've seen personally?
So I would say if I had to do an average, I'd say a year, right? Because now it's not just one record. So, okay, perfect example, right? The Baby. Everybody knows The Baby. So he's like number one on Billboard now. So not Little Baby, but The Baby. And I watched both of them come from nothing. So so the audience isn't confused. The Baby is the one from North Carolina who was getting in trouble for punching people and he was walking around with the diaper. So he came to us in 2015.
Okay.
And he was one of those artists where you just know it when you see it. Like he had it.
That, you know how many people have said that about him? That he had it. He had the it fucking factor.
And
it was there.
It's rare. It's rare. But when he walked in the room and he started performing, I was just watching him like, yo, this dude's they're gonna love this fucking guy.
Yeah.
Like he everything about him, I was like, the music was good, but it was more than that. It was him. So anyway, fast forward. So that was 2015.
Right.
Then 2016, I go to South by Southwest. He's out there running around with a fucking diaper on, being a star, being a character. But the music was still good. So that same year, he dropped his, kind of his first single, and it started bubbling. And I guess he got a bag behind him because by the end of, I'd say, by the beginning of 2017, he was really had a name. You know what I mean? But he still wasn't a household name. So that's 2 years right there.
Yeah.
So I say 2 years to really build your brand and build your
So
fan
it's
base.
safe to say people that want to get into music should not be looking for instant gratification of...
Hell no.
No, but that's the thing is that nobody sees the 2, 3, 4, 5 years that people are putting in, day out, and just the amount of hustle and stamina to go the distance in that, because a lot of times, no one hears the story of how many types of New Music Monday things people have to go to, and hustle and break the record. And when you try to, especially go into a superstar status, like what you have to do grind wise to just rise above the noise. Yeah. What is seeing that journey and seeing some of the other artists of recent, what's the major difference in breaking a record now versus breaking a record maybe 5 years ago? Because now it's almost like it to me it looks intimidating.
It is, and it's always has been and always will be financial, right? So let's just not even pussyfoot around that. You need a bag to break a record, but the internet has helped tremendously. From we used to break a record, the labels, whether independent or major, whoever had your back as an artist had to come up with a marketing scheme, shoot videos. Videos were way more expensive. They were only on TV. Pay the DJs, have a budget for the DJs, have a budget for marketing, promotion, photo shoots, all of that. Now you got kids that they can shoot their video on their iPhone, upload that shit right to YouTube, right on their Instagram, right on social media, and have direct contact to the fans. So you still got
to get in front of them when you're new, though. That's the thing. Is
you have to, because everybody raps, right? Like my favorite line is, "There's more rappers than fans." We're the fans. Like everybody raps. So it wasn't like that before, but because it's so accessible, I just said, that's all you have to do to quote unquote.
You can even now you go out and lease a beat for $40.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, man. So, but those artists, they learn the hard way. Like that's still not the way to do it. Like a overnight success is 10 years in the making, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's social media has changed the way you break a record, but one thing that's always been constant is you need the DJs.
Oh,
Spotify cannot rock the club.
Yeah, and I think especially here, like when we talk about the rap scene and the Atlanta music scene, it's always everything as far back as you can remember. Records being broken, they start in the strip club.
Absolutely,
without a doubt.
Yep, that's why I say even I have to give the girls credit too. So I say, the A&R position is dead for labels. The A&Rs are the DJs and the strippers. So in the strip club environment,
are you fully 1000% controlling the music tone, or do you are the girls, hey, I really want to dance to this record? How much say? How does that get dished out in the night? Because I know as a DJ, you have a certain responsibility to keep things at a certain pace and movement, and okay, I need to push people to the bar to drink right now versus
right,
and now I need to push people to get dances right now. I need push people to the stage to tip the ones on the main stage. Like, what is it? How is it from a music control standpoint for you?
So I love your questions, Mike. You ask good questions, man.
Thanks,
good
man.
questions.
I appreciate that.
So these are the nuances of being a DJ that people don't realize. Like the average person just really think like, yo, a DJ.
Oh man, you just push buttons, bro.
Yeah, that's it.
Can you turn the? Oh, can you turn that up a little bit? Can you turn it down?
Exactly.
Is that it?
Like,
oh, just
no.
can you pause that? Can you just hit
Anything.
pause? Yeah.
Hit me with a 50-50 real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, it's a science to this, right? So for 8 hours,
Because it's a business.
It is a business.
At
first.
the end of the day, it's a business.
Like I'm an entrepreneur. I don't work for anyone. I'm an independent contractor. Like
There you
the club
go.
don't tell me you're late or
Yeah.
I don't get 401k benefits. No, I work for DJ Filthy Rich.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So yeah, as far as the music goes, but yeah, the DJ, it's our job to set the tone. But a good DJ has a good rapport with the dancers, right?
Yeah.
And a great DJ has a good rapport with the dancers and the customers, right?
Right.
So like even me, when I do a club multiple times, I start to learn. You learn the club, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll learn what the Get Money guys' favorite songs are just by what I play. You watch, you pay attention.
What
right?
are they reacting to?
What are they reacting to? Okay, so I know at midnight tomorrow they're going to drop a bag to this, so I know what to play at midnight tomorrow.
Yeah.
The girls, every girl
They've
has
been
a
here for an
favorite
hour. They've been drinking. They starting to get loose.
this is what they like.
Yeah.
This is what they need. So it's programming. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? But the girls
absolutely.
have a lot to do with it because even the girls, there was a point in time where, no lie, I would have maybe 80 girls in the club. Mm-hmm. I would know every single girl's favorite song.
Yeah.
I knew 'em.
But that's what your job is, right?
It is. It is, exactly.
And people downplay that shit.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't tell you 10 people's favorite song.
Come on, sometimes I don't even know my favorite
Yeah.
song. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a science to it. So you learn what the girls like, what's going to make them react, which makes the guys react, and vice versa. Like if there's a girl that I don't like, and she gets on stage, I'm gonna play some bullshit. I'm gonna play a song that I know she don't like because she don't tip the DJ.
Yeah.
But the
Oh,
girls
see,
who-
that's the
it works both
politics of
ways.
it, man.
Come on,
Yeah.
baby. It's a two-way
the
street.
politics.
Help
Yeah.
me, help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and it goes the other way. If there's a girl on stage that I rock with and I know she gonna tip me, I'm gonna play all her favorite shit. Might even let her stay up there longer.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do it while the big dope boy is standing by the stage because I know. Matter
Yeah.
of fact, I'm gonna play his favorite song too while she's up there.
Yeah.
Because I know he gonna spin.
Yeah.
It's science. It's a science to it.
Yeah, dude, I love that. I love that because I think a lot of people. Man, the thing is that people don't get to hear that part of it.
They don't care.
I think they'd care if they knew. Like I'm super interested by it, so that's why I'm like, oh shit,
So that's good. We feel like most of the people don't care. They really just look at us like, whatever. But we really.
They would
control the
notice
whole
if
thing.
you weren't there, though.
They always do.
They would notice if you ain't there, or if a rookie's up there, especially in a strip club environment, because the DJ is so much more than just the guy playing music. He's the guy talking shit to the crowd, getting people hyped up for it, and it's a sexy art to getting those reactions that you need to get out. You know what I mean? Like
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I call myself a zookeeper.
yeah. There you go. I
it's
like that.
I'm in the zoo. There's animals everywhere, and I'm the zookeeper. I make sure all the animals.
And wax is like it's a fucking zoo, right?
The zoo.
Yeah, it's but you know what? Y'all have really upped the talent in the female department there, right? Like
Thank you.
It's
I like to take some credit for that.
I had to see it because I've seen the posts that you would be making have gotten dramatically better over the years, and I'm like, oh shit, like they're not just fucking around no more. Like it's
Nah. I mean, we still had the booger bears too, because there's someone for everyone, right?
yeah.
But yeah, we had to just because even me, we pushed for it. Like me and the guys, the DJs, even the house moms, like we made a conscious decision. Like, yo, bro, like people are not going to take us seriously. People. I've watched people come in there like, damn, this club is dope. I never thought it was like that because I always heard blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then the conversation goes to, damn, y'all got better girls than Magic City. Yep.
Yeah.
We sure do. Thank you.
Yeah, and the party's better.
And the party's better. Ours ain't stuck up. They look the same, but they a lot more friendly.
Yeah, and I think too that's the other thing. Being the DJ is you're hosting the party, man, and you got to control the vibe and how you want people to feel, and that's a big thing, man. Like people downplay what the emotion controlling, like how important that is in that type of environment, man.
And everybody can't do it.
Yeah,
You got a bunch of people that are on drugs, man. Do you know how hard it is to get a bunch of people on the same page or on drugs? It's like babysitting children. Like, okay, everybody come on over here and sit down.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, now let's everyone go get something to drink. It's like you're walking them all the way around the fucking... Yeah. And then the cycle starts over, and you do it again, and you do it again.
So, and this is a business podcast, right? So,
well, it's about the business of creativity. To me, what we want to do, and Rich, you chime in on this and you tell me, man, because I know you've been a professional creative since we've met, and I don't know how many years before we've met, but we've known each other for a while now. And the biggest misconception is that people don't. When I say people, the general or the majority of the world doesn't really take creative's profession as a serious. Oh, but what are you really going to do with your life? You know what I mean?
Oh man. Yeah.
So yeah. The idea behind Dream Supply is that what I want to do is highlight other professionals' paths and show people that not one path is the same. So it doesn't matter where you're at. But if that's what you want to do, you can do it. And that's really, it's like we've had everybody from clothing line entrepreneurs to now a DJ to music producers to actors. I mean, like it's all over. It's just the creative community coming together, telling their stories. It's kind of giving people a platform to share with other people that may be interested or in that line and just think, oh, no, that's not a real job, like when it really is.
Right. It's been feeding my family for 15
Shit,
years.
a minute, bro.
Yeah. That's just the DJ side of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why even like I like things like these because the people don't ask the question so they can't give the information, right?
Right.
So I like giving information because I love getting information from other people and they wouldn't give it to me. So I always told myself, like, when I'm in positions to speak, I'm going to make sure that somebody leaves with something. So even with the DJs, right? Like you said, it's perfect. Like, there's a lot of people that look at that like, yo, that's not a job. Right? Okay. So I could say this. If you study a business, you can make it a job, right?
Yeah.
So all my DJs out there, like all you guys DJing for $250 and all that, stop doing that to yourself. Stop doing that because...
What if they're just starting though? Like,
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So it's like, how does one, obviously there's the craft and the art of it and then the business of it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think, it's really like how do you start and then how does it become a business? Because I think that's really the problem that creatives come into is the fact that there's not necessarily a clear path on any, like, to be a DJ. There's not like, oh, let me go to college. No, you're not going to go to college. No. You can't even fucking find. There's not YouTube tutorials on how to become certain things.
Right.
So for me, it was like I wanted to be a director. It was like, okay, fumble my way through it until I figure it out. Now I've learned a thing or two, and I can actually share back and give advice and help people maybe avoid some of the pitfalls. But how does someone that wants to become a DJ and loves music, loves the aspect of it, they have the skill and the potential, but they lack completely the business acumen for what it takes to, because it's a cutthroat industry. Like,
hell yeah.
In dealing with in my days of doing party promotions, just dealing with club owners and the bullshit and how shady they are and how much they want for the littlest amount of money. They don't understand the value of what you can bring to a venue.
Or take away.
Or take away. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the things that for someone starting out or wanting to get into it, how does one go about that and get to a proper pricing?
So the first thing I think is like with any other business, right, is increase your value.
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, let's say somebody's a dope DJ, like they're a great DJ. They know what to play, song selection, all that, right? But you can't get into a club because it is hard, right? Like,
it's super
DJs,
hard.
We don't give up a spot. Like, you don't have to take my spot.
Yeah.
I'm damn near die to get out of this motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
So you create value. So what I preach to new DJs is don't just be a DJ.
Yeah.
Make flyers. Be a promoter.
Mm-hmm.
Show that you can bring a crowd. So let's say I can't get a gig in this club as a DJ, but I know I have a fan base that people that really rock with me. Well, let me come on as a promoter first.
Yeah.
So I can show my value. Hey, I can bring people to the club. Damn, okay, now I got a night. Okay, Thursday night, they know at least Rich can bring at least another 50 people in here.
Yeah.
Cool. You build it and you build it. You get cool with the DJ. you know, when that DJ eventually gets sick, needs a day off, needs a break, blah, 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 we've already built the friendship and he knows that I can DJ because now we're cool now.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I ain't going to be here next Thursday. I got to go out of town. Can I work? Can you work for me? Hell yeah.
Because he ain't thinking nothing of it.
No. He should.
I mean, but you know, the thing is, and this happens way too often in our industry, people get complacent and comfortable and think they're not replaceable until they're replaced. Yeah, until they're replaced.
And it's not even being sneaky, though. Like, I don't want to say just hover around a guy and take his job, because we peep that shit, too. Like, we know that.
But, but the thing is like, dude, here's the thing. The thing that I have a big saying. It's not even a big saying. It's 2 words. Stay hungry. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to stay hungry. Like,
they can only take it from you if you let them.
Yeah. Like, this is the thing. Like, Mike, why don't you sleep at night? Why are you up? Why do you only sleep 4 hours a night? And I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. There's a motherfucker I don't know coming for my shit that I haven't even gotten yet.
And he's watching you.
Dude, and the more you grow and the bigger you get, the more eyes and more people are looking like, oh, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's even more competitive in the club and DJ arena.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Because there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah. People, dude, it's a gang of money.
A lot of money. And you got to think, some people, man, you know, and I hate that they're like that, but some people just want to be famous. They don't even give a shit about the money. They just want to say, I'm DJ whoop-de-whoop at this club. It hasn't even been a planned part of this podcast that has been a popular discussion of just surrounding yourself with the right people that are there for the right reasons, and it's not the limelight or the cool perks of the job. They're there because they're honestly trying to do that as a career, whatever the case may be, but they're there for the right reasons, not there so they can name drop and do the selfies and all that bullshit. Yeah, because even with Coalition, like, we've had a lot of DJs that we had to get rid of because they were just straight groupies. Like, they were clearly groupies. Like, yo, bro, like, act like you're a Coalition DJ. Act like you're a DJ, period. Have some respect. Like, you just in here fanboying over everybody. Like, you can't. It's nothing wrong with being a fan of everyone.
Yeah. No, I get that.
You know what I mean?
But there's also a certain way to carry and conduct yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, but some people were always lame.
Like, dude, let me tell you, in 2005, I was like fucking 24, 25, something like that. And that's when I was doing my internship at radio. And like my first week there, I've up to this point never have met anybody famous in my life, ever. Never even in passing.
Right.
The closest I've been to anyone famous is like 200 rows back at a concert. Okay. So like I saw him on the screen. Right. Fucking first week there, Sierra comes in promoting her Goodies single.
She's beautiful in real life, by the way.
Oh, she is.
In real life. Like, she's way better in real life.
No, you could. I still have the photo and I'm cheesing like a motherfucker, right? Like this. But at the same time, I'm like, don't be a fan. It could have easily been a fanboy, but I'm like, this is her professional environment that she comes in, conducts these interviews, and everyone in there doesn't get all goo-goo fucking gaga. They're going to talk like she's a normal person like the rest of the people in the room. And it was like, as much as I wanted to be like super fan and probably would have gotten fired from my internship that was not paid. Thanks for your 1 day of work. Well, you're gone. Yeah. But there's a certain level of this. It's the most common thing. People want to attach themselves to things that are moving and to make themselves seem bigger for whatever reason. Like, dude, when I did this intern, like, I was in there with a disposable camera and I had to go get the pictures developed, bro. Like, it wasn't even like something I could like take a picture and then be like, oh, look what I did this morning. Like, I had to wait to develop. I don't even know if the fucking picture came out good until after I got it developed.
Right. The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah.
But
that's professionalism, though. You know how you had that interview, like you checked yourself, right? Like everything inside you was like, oh shit, Sierra. But some people don't have that inner voice to check themselves. They just.
And I'm like, okay, the whole time I'm like, okay, what's the best way? How do you ask to take a picture before they leave? You know, this, and that.
I'm still not comfortable with that.
Yeah, it's
there's no right way, bro.
There's not. But you know what I did? I was just like, I'm gonna wait for everyone else to start asking because they all did it. Exactly. Like, you know, so I was just be at the end of the line, like, oh, one more, just jump in there and get it.
Yeah, I'm never the first person to ask. Like, you know, I mean, yeah, man.
It's crazy, but you know, it's you know, love it or hate it, it's part of the game, and you know, at the end of the day, the one thing I can say about the entertainment game, whether it's music or film or whatever, it will weed the week out very quick.
Yes. Eat you alive.
Yeah.
Eat you alive.
It will, one way or another, like those people in it for the wrong reasons and the people that are in it to, for the false limelight and all this, like, they don't last. That shit goes, it's too exhausting to only be in it for that.
Perfect word for that. It is exhausting. Like, it's a job. It's a real job, and it's a hard job.
Yeah, and then just staying constantly brand building, which I think you've done a great job, Rich, of just going beyond just being the DJ. Like, you have really done a great job of creating a value and brand in just everything you're doing from, not just being a DJ, but now you're cultivating a group on the New Music Mondays for an outlet for people to have a place to share their new music and hopefully, have a chance of getting their records broken or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to do. Branding branding yourself as more than I don't want to say as a DJ, but as an entertainer as a whole.
It is. But I do make a conscious effort to do it though.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I don't have a choice. You know what I mean? Again, there's somebody that you think niggas ain't watching me every Monday. Like, I don't want to take his spot. Like,
especially. You up there with you up there with the big cats. You rolling with the big dogs. Everybody wants that spot, even though. Here's the fucking kicker. Everybody wants that spot, but nobody's willing to do the work for that fucking spot.
No, listen, man. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck, and this is how it really is. I've been doing New Music Monday for the past 5 years every Monday. Mm-hmm. I don't make $1 from that.
No, but it's it's a brand. It's part of your brand.
It's worth it. It is. Yeah. It's what I do. So I'm not doing it for the money. I'm essentially really doing it to help artists anyway. But people. There's pocket watchers and they count. Oh man, he probably make this hosting. Blah 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 blah. I don't get paid to host New Music Monday. I get paid to host other events because I built my brand.
You got to look at that. You have to look at and that's the thing is like I always, I don't care what a person is doing from an like whatever your hustle is as an entrepreneur. I get on the soapbox and I'm like, dude, you can't be a bottom line about the dollar for every you will never fucking succeed that way. Like you have to be able to read opportunity into something that it may not pay you anything up front, but what opportunities and things like how many gigs have you gotten just from being the host out of that shit?
Exactly.
And how many relationships have you built with these other major players where when it's time to get something done or put a bigger event together and you like, oh, I'm going to hit up so-and-so and we're going to make this shit happen. Like,
priceless.
Yeah, you can't even put $1 on that shit. You can't put an amount. You can't put a fucking value on it.
But people are willing to do the work. If you're doing it just to get famous or if everything has
how
to
many
get $1.
people do you actually see out there really fucking working it, dude? Like really like that they're serious. Like how many people,
artists or DJs or what?
Just collectively like throughout the people you deal with in your circle, whether it's DJs, other artists, or if it's just from anyone that you cross paths with, like how many people out there really doing it?
Man, Atlanta is funny. Because you'll be around people and you think they're doing something, and then when you really get to know them, you're like, oh, damn, you're really not doing shit. You make it look good, though. So I would say maybe it's hard to put a percentage on it because, again, I'm the type of person where once I start peeping that somebody's not for real, I don't even be around them type of people. Like, I make a conscious effort to be around people who inspire me, people who let me feel like if I'm around somebody, I want to feel like I'm being lazy. And I don't feel like anybody outworks me. So once I get around people that's I feel are outworking me or working as hard as me, that's where I stay.
Yeah.
Because then you get comfortable. Like I got a bunch of friends, man, my closest friends, a bunch of my homies, they don't live this life.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about this life. They're not like that.
Yeah.
They're married with kids. They're regular 9 to 5.
But you married with kids and still doing this life, but that's a whole...
Yeah. My marriage and kids came... I was already doing this life. I was already living this life.
Yeah. It's not like you got married and then said, I want to be a strip club DJ.
Yeah, no. And it did curve me a lot. Like my young boys that came up under me when I was on that rap shit, they still mad at me. Like, yo, you should have been the biggest fucking thing. But
No, your shit was dope, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, Dude, I still go back and there was a video we were supposed to shoot. You remember that?
Mobbing, dog.
Yeah. Still my jam, bro. I still fuck with it. I still fuck with that shit. And I remember, I think like, I don't remember exactly how we got connected. But there was a whole thing going on where we were fucking with same circle of people at some point, and I was really impressed with the video that you went out to LA and shot. That's still a great video, man. That's just it still could go, man.
Everybody says that. I don't want to be the old rapper guy now, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, I mean, sometimes that's always a tough one, though, right, man?
It is. I'm telling you, listen, on everything I love, I just came back. I was in Florida with my man and my young boy, and he was like, he's mad at me. Like, he's mad. He's like, yo, you're supposed to be fucking Jay-Z. Like, you just stopped this shit. Like, you had people ready to die for you about this, and you just stopped. And I'm like, man, I got tired of playing the game.
Yeah.
So I had to shift.
Did he want to cut a check, though? To contribute.
No,
See, that's the thing. Motherfuckers don't know how much money that shit costs.
Exactly.
Dude, that game is not cheap, bro. And I know it I managed and promoted artists. That's where I started from. And it got to the point where the reason my business is what it is because I had to start soliciting those services to start getting some of the money back that I was putting into the game, bro. And it's
facts.
It's expensive.
Like you talking about them videos were amazing.
Yeah.
They also had big budgets behind them. You know
what
I mean?
It's a shit, dude. And that's just getting the content made. It's not even the cost of putting it out there or getting people to fucking watch it.
Exactly. And I was never on a major. I had opportunities and didn't take them, and I feel like I did it for a reason. But, so DJing was making me money. This is where my crossroads came at. I'm like, yo, I'm putting out so much paper behind this. No matter how much I believe in myself, it doesn't matter. It's like, yo, I am spending so much money on this, and my DJing is making me this amount of money. I gotta just go where the money is for right now.
I mean, the thing is I feel like you were still just as passionate with the DJing thing because you're still involved with music. You're still able to. Yeah. See, and that was my thing. Like when the artist management thing was becoming just a financial drain, and I got to figure something out. So it's like I know my love and passion for music, but I'm not an artist. I'm not a music producer. I can't sing. I can't write. I can't play any instruments. So video was my way to be involved into it and still be a part and attached to that side of the industry. So that was like, it's all about finding your angle. I remember when my son was like 15, 16, like he was like, yeah, I want to be in the NBA. And I was like, okay, well, let's see the hard work, dedication. I said, but, obviously I'm not going to be a dream killer. That's the opposite of my MO. But the one thing I did say, I said, what I want you to do is think about the broader picture. Maybe being in the NBA isn't on the court, but there's a gazillion jobs in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to find a way to be a part of your thing at any level. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah, that's the way you got to look at it, man. It's like how many. That's a whole ecosphere by itself, bro. Like there's a gazillion different jobs you could have in the NBA and be directly involved with that profession. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that with anything. So it's like, one in how many people become NBA players. So make that your main goal if that's going to be your thing. But then also, that doesn't mean you can't be in the NBA.
Straight up. Hey, man, the coach get a ring too. The trainers get a ring too.
Exactly, bro.
Hey, man. Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of what it was. I'm still 10 toes down in the music industry. I'm just not an artist. I'm a DJ. And it's kind of
you got a lot more money now too, right?
A lot more.
It's just like, wow, man. Once you stop spending the money on that shit.
You have no idea. Yeah, you do have an idea. You know. So,
yeah.
And that was it for me. Once I started really looking at that and I started looking at my bank account, like, man, fuck that rap shit, man. I can still rap better than all y'all. I still stand on that. But who cares? I'm eating over here. Y'all paying me.
So this is where the interesting curve comes in because at some point in you let the rap thing go. You went full force DJing. That's working out. Things are blossoming. You're like, man, I think I'm gonna be an animator. Like, how does that? Where? So not to say that it just sprung up overnight,
Right.
But you went head in after that. So like, and now you have this hilarious, very original animation cartoon called the Roach Motel.
Yes.
Not even close to another cartoon like it
No, not
at any
all.
level, which is hard these days because a lot of people are doing variations of things that
Right.
exist. So, and then you've gotten like a ton of love from it. Like you have a lot of known people sharing it and getting it out there, and you have some known talent that are the voices of it. Take it back to the beginning of just the idea of the Roach Motel. Like, where did that idea come from?
So again, right? So overnight success is 10 years.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
of course.
Anybody who knows me personally growing up knows that I've been drawing since I can remember. Like before I could even write.
Right.
That's always been my thing. Doodling, drawing. I used to draw on the wall, the table, paper,
Everything.
anything. Drawing. So I've always done it. Always done that. I will always make stories up. When I was, probably like 12, 13, heavy into comic books, love X-Men, I love Punisher, Deadpool, all of that. So I used to make comic books. Me and my boy make comic books, make stories. So I've always been an artist and a storyteller. So I've always wanted to do that. Like rap, honestly, kind of detoured my life because
That wasn't initially the plan.
Never. I stumbled into rap just because when I was this is crazy. My life is crazy. It was all organic. All right, so
That's how it's supposed to be, though, man.
it is. I never forced anything. So I just happened to be. I would turn hobbies into businesses, right? So
Entrepreneur, baby, from jump. Like that.
jump.
Like, hey, how do we make a dollar?
I never
doing this?
wanted a job. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's the thing is like, people that want a job.
I can't relate.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Because I'm like, why? You don't have to.
You don't.
If you really about it, whatever that is, it's like, why? Why would you want to go? The way I see it is like, when people were talking to me about the studio, and with my 4-year-old and 2-year-old, I said, man, my main objective, my main goal right now, is to create something where my sons are cutting the check, not cashing the check.
How about that?
That's what it is, man.
You too? Yeah, man. Yeah.
They are, and that's what I'm instilling in them now. I want them to, and they may not necessarily, even with the family business, the thing is like, one of them may love fucking numbers. Well, guess what? You can be an accountant for the family business. There's a way there. By the time 15 years from now, there's going to be a dynamic to where whatever can fit into that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily that you have to be a creative because the family business is creative.
We got a bunch of job opportunities over here. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
lanes for you to be involved.
So yeah, man. So that's the thing, bro.
Yep. But it's passion. I feel like people lack passion. Like that cartoon came from passion, right? It was a
People are lazy too. I'm
Passion
just gonna put that out there. People don't want to do the work.
no, they don't. They don't. And I'm hungry. Like I'm very self-sufficient. I've always been like that. Like
Yeah.
my dad didn't
I ain't never full,
understand
bro. I ain't been full ever.
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 I always want more. And again, I'm hanging around millionaires.
Yeah.
I want to be a fucking millionaire.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And nobody gave them this money. So I'm watching them do it, then I know I could do it. And again, organic.
If anything, it just makes it more real to you. That's like it's possible.
tangible.
Yeah, it's tangible.
Yep. And I want to be that light for other people who think it's not tangible. You know what I mean? Like when I was, the Roach Motel was a homework assignment. I went to art school. I went to the Art Institute of Philadelphia. I started writing raps on the train in my sketchbook. That's how I got into rap. Boredom, drawing, I would doodle stuff and I would write a rap. And I would doodle stuff and I would write a rap. I was always doing both. Fell into the rap shit when I moved to Atlanta. A nigga just scooped me and brought me in, with Grand Hustle and taught me the game. And I was already good. So I don't waste opportunities. I didn't ask for it, but you gonna throw me in here? Yeah, I'm gonna box. Let's do it. But the cartoon was honestly a simple homework assignment. Me and my boys had an apartment that we lived on 6 Flags Drive, and we were dirty guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
19, 20 years old. All we do is sell weed, smoke weed, draw, rap, regular hood shit.
Yeah.
And there's roaches everywhere because we're not fucking clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one day.
You don't get clean till you get married, bro. Like,
I feel that way. It's probably true, man.
yeah, I know right now because you go in the one room I have in the house, my home office, it's shit's a mess, bro.
Yeah.
The rest of the house looks great.
Creatives are not neat people, I believe.
No,
that.
I said if you come in my office and it's clean, that means I'm not fucking working.
You ain't working. You ain't working. Now my hygiene was good. I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
like I was
yeah,
a
yeah,
dirty
yeah.
motherfucker, but I mean not neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we had roaches, and I had a homework assignment. It was a storyboarding class, and the teacher was like, "Yo, go home, create your own show, and make a storyboard." I'm home, high. I'm looking at fucking roach crawl out of the ashtray, and I'm like, damn, one of the roaches just probably be high as hell because all the weed that we smoke here.
Yeah,
You know
right.
what I mean?
They got to catch a it can't take much for them to catch a contact.
I was like, damn, what if they just like us? Like, what if he just go back in the walls and he chase girls and fuck with weed and he want to go to the strip club? And I'm like,
that's a high ass story, bro. That's some shit like when you're high.
it's exactly how it happened. So I was like, again, I'm still not taking it serious. I think it's funny, right? So I make my little storyboard and it was pretty cool. So I took it to class and I just had a feeling. I was like, damn, they probably going to trip on me for this, but you got to support my creativity. This is what I came up with.
This is what it is. Like,
and it looked dope. Like I did the assignment well. Like the storyboard.
yeah, it wasn't just like.
No, I had zoom ins and pans and crossfades in my storyboard. Like I did it the right way.
Yeah.
And the teacher pulled me to the side when he was after class. He was like, I want to talk to you. I'm like, fuck. And he's like, yo, this is really funny. He's like, you think this is a joke, but this is really good. I think that you should do something with this. Don't just throw it away. Like I think maybe you should put some thought into this. And I was like, all right.
Not really not the reaction you were expecting.
No. So I did.
Yeah.
And it just grew into this, but it's been a long, long journey. You know what I mean? The first
Because I don't even. So this was
before I even met you.
Yeah. So and I don't. I guess for me, when you finally had a product that you put out there, to me it was like, oh, that shit kind of came out of nowhere. But it was manifesting for a long time.
No, I've never stopped working on it.
Yeah. Oh, so that's always just been something.
Always. I just wasn't prepared. Like, again, I didn't. One person can't animate something. So I thought, right? So I'm like, damn, okay, well, I don't have a budget. So let me just work on the story. Let me just develop the characters. So I developed these characters and these stories for years. But then I was on YouTube one day and I saw this this guy. He has a show called Barry Tales on YouTube. His name is I Am Tunes. And my man showed it to me and I'm like, damn, this is dope. I said, he puts this out on YouTube all the time. He's like, yeah, it's random though. It's like maybe every 6 weeks or whatever. I was like, damn. So I'm big on credits. You probably are too. Like, I always doing stuff. So
in my house, we got to watch the credits.
We gotta watch the credits,
We're
right?
watching the. Hey, it's over. No, it's not. Are the credits done rolling, motherfucker?
It's not over. Somebody made this.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people that made this shit.
Usually, right?
Yeah, usually.
So on this, it was one name. It said animated by, and it had his name. And I'm like,
that's it?
That can't be.
Yeah.
This is like
I'm confused.
9-minute episode. One person can't do this. So I started researching. I'm like, oh shit, he's doing this by himself.
Wow.
How do you do that? So I researched him, researched the software he was using. I bought the software. I taught myself the software, and I was like, damn.
It was like a game changer for you.
What? Because I can animate, but I didn't know a group of animators. I didn't have the money to pay them. So I just started messing around and doing it, and then putting it out, and I was getting the same reaction I got from the teacher. Like, people were really like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I ended up meeting, the 85 South guys.
Did that happen through DJing and the music side of things, or how did you guys cross each other's paths?
No, so
because I would say it's a process. Even when you meet somebody, it's not like, hey man, I got this idea and I don't know you, and I got a cartoon full of roaches. Like, how does right. You know what I'm saying?
Organic, right?
Yeah.
So when I was rapping, so It's Sideways does come from music.
Yeah.
I used to rap in this studio, and in that studio was this guy named Berg. He's a rapper from Jersey, like me. So we hit it off. He was cool. And we never even really had a bunch of conversations. He was just cool. There was mutual respect there.
Right.
He actually had a better relationship with my man, Big, who's on Mobbing with me.
Okay.
So mutual respect, see each other in passing. Haven't seen him in a decade.
Yeah.
Right? So my man Big called me one day like, yo, Berg, want to holler at you. I just ran into him at this party. He said somebody's looking for some animation. I told him to hit you. Cool. He ain't hit me. I get a call 2 days later from a guy named Chad. Chad got my number from Berg. Mm-hmm. Berg wasn't looking for animation. He had went to some mixer. The guy Chad, one of the animators, he was like, yo, I think I know a guy. Give me the information. I met with Chad, and Chad is the producer of the 85 South Show, which is in its infancy at this time. They were just a podcast, just like what we're doing right now. Yeah. Podcast, right? So it was Carlos Miller, Chico Bean. Clayton English, just before Chico was even in there, and DC Young Fly. And I didn't even know about the podcast because it was so new. Yeah. So they met me, and we met at a diner, and it was just not the artists, but the producers. So it was Chad, Joe, and Kat. They were just mad cool. Like, we just hit it off, like kindred spirit type shit. So they were like, look, we're looking for an animator who understands us. The guys are crazy. Like, they're out of here. They make up all these characters, and we thinking it'd be dope if you could animate some of these characters. I'm like, cool. So, like, how much something like that costs? So I tell them, and they're like, Same thing everybody else does, right? Wait, but I'm like,
is that per episode?
Right.
Per minute?
Animation is expensive. So,
because it's so time intensive.
It is, especially if it's one person. Even if it's more people, it costs even more. Yeah. You got to hire other people. So, so they were like, well, let's figure this out, because they just rock with me. Like, I really like them. So then Chad and I just started talking on the phone, just being cool. Mind you, I still haven't met DC or none of them yet.
Yeah.
So when they asked me to see, at the initial meeting, they were like, well, do you have anything you could show us to see your work? Roach Motel, that's all I ever had at the time. So I showed them. And they were like, yo, this is crazy how things work. So Joe was like, I've seen this before. And I was like, for real? Because at this time, nobody's watching this shit for real. You know what I'm saying? Right. He was like, no, I haven't seen the cartoon. I've seen this character right here, the main character. And he pulls out his phone and he shows me a picture on his phone of a sticker of my main character, Ray.
Wow.
That I had hired a street team to slap a bunch of Roach Motel stickers downtown in the city. He happened to see one, thought it was cool, took a picture of it. He's like, this is the same character. I'm like, damn. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy. So automatically I have his respect. You know what I mean? And I'm already rocking with him like, damn, he like my character. He took a picture.
Yeah.
Little wins are cool.
Little wins take us through everything, bro.
Absolutely. So, fast forward, I don't want to be long-winded, but Chad called me and he was like, yo, Joe says, instead of doing, since we can't really afford to do the skits right now for the guys, what do you think about the guys being characters on your show? Wow. I said,
So that came to fruition, and it wasn't even something you put on the table
at all. I didn't even know it was an option. I think DC Young Fly gonna be in my shit. Like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? So I went to the studio.
And you definitely, I can't afford this, man. Like
that too. I can't pay him.
Everybody at the table can't nobody afford anybody. Nothing. Like let's fucking figure this out.
And that's what we did. So we just put it all together. So it's like their star power, and they know I'm gonna work. You know? And we just built a relationship. Everybody's so cool, and we hit it off, and it's perfect. And then when you meet these guys, it's like divine intervention. Like, these motherfuckers, no one could be these roaches but these guys. They're the most ghetto geniuses you'll ever meet in your life. Yeah. So
how many episodes you guys got out now?
I have probably 22 episodes. Shorts. Shorts. But we have a full pilot. We have a full 22-minute pilot. We have probably 5 or 6 7 to 12-minute episodes that have those guys in there that are out right now. So, yeah, man, I mean, I have enough to show what this world is. This world has been built. This world has been...
So talk to us about the characters. Like, who are the actual Roach characters? Not who plays them, but just who are the characters, and what are their... what is their daily life like?
So... it's easy to write for this show, and I think my favorite part of it is writing the scripts because it's so funny because it's really based on like me and my homies, right? I have an endless amount of stories. So the main character is Ray. Ray is played by me, and Ray is a roach who has ambition. He has a lot. He wants to be more. Like, he feels like roaches get a bad rap. Like, he's the type like, yo, man, people always running from roaches, but I never heard of a roach biting nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But spiders and ants, he's like, yo, ants bite people. People let ants just walk around. You know, he's that type of guy. So he wants to be something, and he wants to be more than what he was born to be. So he's real ambitious. He's very talented, and he likes to explore the hotel, the motel. And
how often do they interact with humans in this?
At least every other episode, right?
Okay.
So there might be a whole episode where it's just in the walls and them dealing with each other, interacting with each other. But the next episode, and I make a conscious effort to make sure that they interact with the human world at least every other episode, because that dynamic is funny too, because you still have to always show the danger. You know, there's an undertone to it that, like, it's deep. There's levels to it, right? So it's about roaches interacting with other roaches. This guy has ambition.
There's some thug roaches too, right? So there's danger within the roaches, and then there's danger within the human world when they come out
There's
of the walls.
bullies that they have to deal with. There's classism that they have to deal with. Ray's girlfriend is a ladybug. His cousin is like a pro-roach activist, so she's against him dealing with a ladybug. She feels like, yo, you should only deal with roaches. So there's like racism, there's classism, there's prejudice, there's
how is there classism? No one's making money. They're all broke roaches, right?
Well, no, not all of them, right? Because then you got Chico Bean's character, Roach Romeo. Roach Romeo is the one roach who made it out of the hood because he can sing and he can rap. So he's pet. He's a human's pet. So he's made it out. And he just comes back to just stunt shit on everybody. And
he comes back and flexes.
Yeah, he has a rat fur coat. You know what I mean? He's so fancy that a rat gave him his fur to make a fur coat out of. So there's rat beefs with him and another character called Big Rocky. We're all over the place. It's crazy.
That is hilarious.
It's crazy. Yeah, man.
So what is the hotel's name that they're staying in?
It's called the Rochelle Motel.
Rochelle Motel.
But it's old, so the light keeps flickering on the ELLE, so it looks like it says the Roach Motel, but it's really the Rochelle Motel.
I love that. And who owns this hotel?
Stan. Stan is the owner of the Rochelle Motel. It was left to him by his mom, Rochelle, before she died.
I love the back. See that. Yes. Little details. It's the details, man. It all connects. I love that. And those are like the Easter eggs, right?
Exactly.
The Easter eggs. Come on, man.
It makes it deep, you know?
Yeah.
And for those smokers out there, they're going to pick up on little things like the average casual watcher won't see, you know?
Yeah.
He lives there, so he takes it very seriously. You know, he lives there. It's his only business. He's an entrepreneur like us. And he can't have roaches in there. Just cannot have roaches in my place of business when this is my only income. And this is where I live.
So what is that battle like? Because obviously he's coming through with bombs, right? Or doing whatever he can to try and exterminate. But then there's Ray and his group that just refuse to find somewhere else to live.
It's my house too. You can't kick me
me out. Okay. Because they were there first, right?
We were here first, you know? So we've been here. So you stay on your side. Stan is basically like, yo, you stay on your side. I stay on my side. It will be cool. But Ray is not the type to do that. Like, there's a big world out there, and I'm infatuated with humans, and I want to see it. I want to be a part of it. I want to see what's going on. So think...
is this a shady hotel? Is there shady things going on?
It's on Fulton Industrial, right up the street from Club Wax.
So that tells you everything.
It's not a hotel. It's a motel.
Ooh, gotcha.
Let the host tell it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of pimping and pandering and crazy things going on that Stan is trying to, you know, he has to deal with it because this is the environment that he's in. And these are the people that keep the lights on. So he's around a lot of riffraff. So even his stories on the human world are crazy because he's dealing with like pimps, hoes, and drug dealers. And then you have this gentrification coming in. There's a big fancy hotel that wants to get built next door, and they're going to take his business. So he has to go to war with them. It's levels, man.
There's definitely that's fucking. I love it, man. And I remember when I saw the very first one, I was like, this shit it's genius. It's got so much potential because there's nothing out there like it.
No. And people still don't even understand the scope of it. Like, even the information I'm giving you, people haven't even seen. We haven't even gotten that far into it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big scope I have for it, man, and I have big plans for it.
What's the normal? Are each of the episodes the same length? Are you doing like 5-10 minute ones? What is the?
It's a range. I try to do between 7 and 11 minutes.
Okay.
Because you know, it takes a long time.
I was just gonna. How does? Because I'm assuming at this point, having as many episodes done, that you have a lot of the assets already built.
Yes,
that you
which
can,
does help.
Which saves some time because you can repurpose them and use them and just animate it differently, right? But how long is the time frame to complete one episode on the animation piece?
I would say 6 weeks. 6 weeks, and I can do between 7 to 11 minutes. But I've had to learn, right? Because again, everything's a learning curve. When I first started, I was doing one a week, like a psychopath. They were called Roach Clips, and I was doing one every week, every Wednesday. And I would be working up till like Tuesday 7 in the morning to put it out by Wednesday at noon. And I was like, nah. This is ridiculous.
It's killing me.
Like, stop.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Be realistic.
What? So you've obviously gotten or figured out some efficiencies in how to do this quicker or bet, where it's not taking up so much time, right? Mm-hmm. What? So as comparison to before now, is it faster now? Or when you say 6 weeks, how many hours a day is that working on it? It's 8 hours a day for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh.
Including DJing and being a dad and
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. It usually takes me, I'd say probably an 8 hour day will get me a minute, maybe. Depending on how many people are in the city.
Were you guys selling ashtrays?
Yes.
Roach Motel?
We have Roach Motel ashtrays, and actually it's a custom ashtray. There's actually a patent for it. So the ashtray has a lid that opens up that you can keep your roach buds in there and you close it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, those did well, didn't they?
They did. People, a lot of smokers watched the show, so.
I think that's your demographic. But now, I mean, honestly, you know what you should do? And I was thinking about this from our pre-conversation. We were just talking about marketing and distributing content.
And ROI.
Yeah, people forget that piece. Oh, we got to make money doing. Oh shit!
You better.
Nobody told me. Nobody told me we were supposed to be making money here.
Thought this was for fun.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, dude, if you targeted, I would target Denver, social media present. Like we can go in, target your demographic there of people who smoke, people that will enjoy comedy. Like say, for example, what are your ideal demographic? What are some of the other cartoons that they may watch?
And see, that's a tough one too, right? Because they don't exist, which is our niche. But I would say,
well, what do you watch? Like what animated series do you watch as an adult smoker?
Right. So Family Guy.
Okay.
Of course, it was Boondocks.
Okay.
I love. Damn, don't let me have a brain fart on my shit. This is my show. It comes on Netflix. It's about the kids going through puberty. Big Mouth.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Oh my God. All right, so Big Mouth, Boondocks, Family Guy, Rick and Morty.
See, and right there.
They're all so different though.
But here's the thing. Anyone 25 and up that likes those, according to their social media profile, I guarantee you smoke.
I'd agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
any adult who watches cartoons probably smokes.
So, but the thing is, my point behind that is, in our discussion, initially you felt like your target demographic was maybe 17 to 21, 22, something like that. But if we take it back and we go, let's look at 25 to 40 in this area where we know smoking is legal, so it's even more acceptable and it's done freely. You target that area, people 25 to 40 that like a certain type of show that relates or falls in line with, not necessarily that it's like yours, but the humor and the content is somewhat in the same playing field. I feel like you will find your niche that way.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, I think
that's genius.
I think that would work out in.
And I haven't tried that.
Yeah, and I think you work. And and we can sidebar this and off mic. But the thing is you can test it for nothing. Like we're talking about, you can see what it does. Put $50 behind it and see what it does. Like
right.
you can gauge engagement, interaction, what people are doing when they see it. Like it's worth it to find out, because if you spend $25, $50 and you start seeing numbers of people really, because what it's going to do is going to show you, how long are people watching? Is it just something they're seeing the first 3 seconds? Are they doing watching all the way through different things? Are they going to the website? Are we driving them to where they're actually buying the merch from watching
Make sure y'all get that merch to roachmotelcartoon.com.
There you go.
The roachmotelcartoon.com. All episodes and merch are on there, by the way.
Yeah, and we'll definitely have those links available for people to go to. Are you guys sold out of the ashtrays? Because I think that's a big thing for people.
I'm going to have to re-up, but I can always have more. So no, The short answer is no. We're not sold out to ashtrays.
Okay. Yeah, because I think that was that a hot item when you first put it out there?
It was, again, it wasn't even mine. You know what I mean? Some guy was already doing them. Happened to call them Roach Motels. My man saw him, plugged him with me. He was like, yo, this guy, you got to meet this guy, blah, blah, blah. We met. I'm like, yo, have you seen this show? He was like, no. Oh, my God. What do you want to do? Let's do something. So we partnered up on the ashtrays.
That's so dope.
They were called Roach Motels.
That's dope.
Crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sure that was just like something in it's the innovation of something like that where you're taking a world that you've built in an animated world, and then all of a sudden you're giving it a tangible piece in the real world. And
Exactly.
It's a huge thing. It's like taking something home from Disney almost.
I hope they get that feeling.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a little bit different, but at the end of the day, that's like I can't tell you the last time I went to a theater and watched a Disney movie, and they haven't got my movie theater money, but I can tell you they got my toy money.
Exactly.
They got, dude, I have stock in Lightning McQueen right now at the house, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's the merchandise and building the world, and when you start looking at the way, especially like with in the animated world, like it's so much merchandising that can go behind it.
Yeah. And what it is finding characters that you can identify with. And I
Yeah.
think that for me has been, the Roach Motel's biggest strength is that I have a lot of characters that a lot of people can identify with that are not represented right now at all. And it's not even a black and white thing. It's just people that you identify with, period. Like you're going to know somebody like every one of these characters. You're going to be like, I know a guy like that.
Yeah.
I know a girl.
But
just
you
like
have you in your personal life, you have a really diverse group of people that you don't have one way or the other. Like you're not, you have a very diverse group of people that are close to you.
I've been called a ghetto nerd a lot of times. And
That's okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
I embrace that because it's kind of like what it is. Like I like people. I'm drawn to ambitious, hardworking, creative people. And they come in all types of shapes and sizes and colors. So that's just what I like.
Yeah. No, and I think so with my business manager, he likes to use this saying, and he's like, you essentially are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. So how conscious are you? And obviously through this conversation, you're very conscious of the people you're around that are elevating you or inspiring you and those types of things. And I'm like, man, for me, I always want to be the dumbest person in the room.
Yes.
I want to be the poorest person in the room.
Yes.
Because otherwise I'm not growing, or I'm not even giving myself the opportunity to grow if I'm always in the captain's. I don't ever want to be like, I want to continuously. And I think it's so true because when I scale back and I think about who do I talk to the most, who are the people that inspire or influence decisions I make, and this and that, and it's true, the 5 people, man, if you're around 5 people that ain't about shit and they're not doing shit and they're just fucking like, dude, we got one life, man. And I don't want to sound whatever, but it's like, dude, why the fuck would you not want to do what you want to do with your life?
Straight up.
It don't make sense to live life any other way.
No. And man, you know what I always wanted, Mike, which is crazy? I always actively searched for a mentor. And I could never find one because no one does. I don't say no one, but it's very rare that someone does what I do.
Yeah. It's I think we live in not that we live, but what we do in entertainment, it's hard because it's not like, oh, I want to be a doctor, right? So I'm going to go and find a mentor in the field of medicine that I want to pursue, and whatever. There's such a better blueprint for your more traditional work than it is for because every person you meet, their path was completely different than the next. Like, name 2 people that took the same path to have the same result. Like, you're not going to fucking do it. So
yeah, there's no school.
No,
nah, man.
No, and it's a lot of it is figuring it out. So one of the things that I've done though is I feel like I have the creative part. Like that part is the natural part, and that part is the easy part for me when it comes to just getting around, coming up with ideas, being creative. Like that's just how I consume my life. So the direction I took when it comes to quote unquote mentor or having someone there that is going to help advise me and push me into the right direction, what I started to do was surround myself with just day-to-day business people. It wasn't pertaining to entertainment because I could take the business aspect and apply it. It's going to be applied different than the way they use it, but at least I'm in the realm of thinking that the way they think and how they take it and flip it. So that's what I did. Was now I have my business manager is one of my closest friends, one of my business advisors. She's also my real estate agent. Like, these people are the ultimate fucking hustlers. Like, my buddy and manager Kwame, like, this dude, he was on a gold hustle where he's going into South America, melting gold down, bringing it back as fucking dirt, and then selling it here at a print. Like, it was fucking crazy. It's like a fucking movie, bro. It was like,
and them the type of people we want to be around.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, this dude is out here fucking running gold out of fucking countries, bro, and coming back and selling that shit. And it's just like, he like, I call him like a serial entrepreneur because that's only one thing. He said that he owned a collection agency where they were buying debt and then collecting on it. Like, he had a call center fucking collecting fucking debt, bro. And then he had a tax office, and which he also is my accountant. So he does all my taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is like, okay, well, this motherfucker's just good at business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what the business is. He's going to, like, when he went through and he set my company up, he's like, yeah, I had to go and file these certain papers. So in the event you would ever want to try to get a contract with a government office to do work for them, you're set up because you have to have, like, see, I would have never known that shit.
Exactly.
So it's crazy. Like, at the end of the day, like, get around some fucking business people, like people that are making shit happen, you know? So that has been for me, that's been the biggest difference in what has led me down the road to buy a building or do anything else, is just being around people that do that shit. Because at the end of the day, my job is to create shit. The business, it's like, it's boring to me. Like the paperwork and the numbers.
Me too. I don't want to do that. We're creatives.
Yeah.
Somebody else do that.
I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, hey, we're gonna get on our monthly call and I need your numbers from what? I didn't write. I was supposed to write that. Fuck. Hold on. Okay. Right. What time is the meeting?
But you better know your numbers.
Yeah. No, I think I do a good job of. It's always in my head, if that makes sense. Like, I know what it costs in my head to run this place. I know what it takes to where if I can do some price breakers. Like, I know it in my head. I just don't do a great job of
keeping the books.
Yeah. So, but that's I think if that
one of the kids could do that. See, kids,
there you go.
You could keep the books. Somebody got to keep the books for the
family
business, right?
Do it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to do it, man. So what's next for Rich Graham as a creative, man? Like, what is I know obviously everything's slowed down for everybody right now with the quarantine. So there's not a whole lot of club action.
I love the quarantine.
You do?
I love the quarantine.
You don't need to have an excuse to stay home now. You could just
exactly. Yeah. So I missed the money, right? Luckily, I was saving money, so I'm cool. But I really was at a point in my career where I was tired of the club.
Dude, I get it.
I was burnt out, and because even the music that I play, 80% of the shit I don't even like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was tired of the club. I was drinking a lot. Since the quarantine, I've dropped 15 pounds. I started working out. I started eating right. I could listen to mentally be.
Oh yeah, I seen you and the wife. Y'all got a personal trainer, right?
Personal trainer. We get into it. We getting healthy. I'm healthier since the quarantine. I've been able to write more scripts, come up with more ideas. So even if
I think it was a much needed break for a lot of people, just to even regardless of the reason or whatever people think about the COVID and the quarantine. I think, like, especially working or living in the creative field, like, because the one thing people always bitch about is not having enough time. Oh, if I had more, I'm like, motherfucker, you better come out here with 15 scripts, a fully edited film. Like, there ain't no excuse why you ain't had fucking shit done. You know what I'm saying?
I've been writing the Roach Motel movie. I've come up with like 5
That's it.
or 6
You know what?
ideas.
That might be just the move right there. Fuck the episodes. Let's just do the feature. put the feature out there, run that shit, and then get it some of that exposure where people are getting a bigger buy-in. Because here's the thing, this is what I realized in my journey as a filmmaker is that yes, short films are more affordable to produce and make. They take less time, but there's absolutely no ROI on a short film. Like you will never see the money back that you spent on it or anything. Like all it does, there's like people will watch them, but there's not really like a mark. People want either episodic, meaning a lot, not just a couple episodes. It's like these motherfuckers out here, like I get so pissed, like Ozark, 10 episodes. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Why the fuck is it 10 episodes, dude? Do you understand? Like this is all people do now is binge watch.
Right.
I can
we
fucking
want 12 to 15 episodes.
Fuck that. I want 28 episodes, bro. 28 fucking episodes at an hour piece. Don't fuck with me on this 30-minute fucking bullshit. Like
I love that show, by the way.
It is. It's a great show. It's a fucking great. It's and I love it.
Me too.
That's why I'm mad it's already over. I'm done. I'm fucking done.
2 days.
Yeah, one weekend I was done.
Yep.
That's it. Like, and that's the shitty part. So it's like
movies do it. The ROI on movies is better though, huh? I mean, they seem like the shelf life is longer for a full length movie.
Yeah, especially if you create something that's memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like with my siblings, we talk in movie quotes a lot to each other.
Some of my best friends, all of my best friends, we do that too.
Yeah. So it's like when you create something special, man. And I feel like you have all those pieces there for your show. And if you do it turn it into a movie, I feel like that is some shit that would be special. And I think that's probably something while you're trying to figure out the direction and the thing that you want to come out of that. I think that would be a good way to look at it though, man, because then you have a body of work that you can put out there, a film. You say, hey man, $14.99, come buy my shit. Like you're getting something back on it as opposed to when you start, when you're releasing 5 to 7 minute clips, it's not really something you can sell.
No. And it's a lot of work to not get something from it. You know what I mean?
There's a whole thing that you can lay out for a film, and from the merch all the way through whatever. And you know, whatever the story, I mean, dude, if you're going to go on and you're going to spend the time, I would honestly start tackling it from a film perspective. I think that would be it. You're going to get more back on it that way.
I agree. I think so too.
Yeah. And then, like I said, target demographic, people that I'm telling you, man, I'll show you the numbers we did with the E-listers. Like it's when you can say who your audience is and you can direct your advertising towards them, it's such a higher return because you're not just gambling on your money and saying, well, I hope someone who might like my shit sees this
right.
sees this trailer. You know what I mean? Like and I think you should test it on some of the stuff you have out there. Like if you have your 20-minute pilot, come up with a trailer for it. Just test it out. Like, dude, 20, 30, 40, man, we spend that at the bar, bro. Like is nothing.
One thing I'm going to do is invest in myself. I'll try anything.
Yeah. So see, and the thing I did, like 3 years ago, I changed my mentality to where, because man, you know, like everybody, we spend money on superficial shit, right? Shit that doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I want to level up. I want to whatever's next. I want to do it. So my whole thing was start eliminating things that don't have anything to do with the dream. Whatever that, just get rid of it. Dude, this is going to be crazy. Rich, I stopped listening to music.
You stopped listening to music?
Because what I said, if I'm going to spend time in the car riding, I'm going to listen to podcasts that are going to help educate me further my business. And I gave music up for like 18 months.
You went a year and a half without listening to music?
With the exception of stuff maybe on in the background at the house or something.
Right.
Like in my car, I had dedicated podcasts that I listened to if I spent any time in the car. Damn. The only other music I heard was like if I was bringing music into a project I was editing and doing the scoring and stuff like that. But I needed to, and here's the other thing. I sold my Lexus, bought a cargo van that's now my production van. So I was like, these were all things that I felt like, and then the next level in that process was getting the building and doing all that. And I felt
it worked because I'm sitting in this beautiful studio right now. So
well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Fuck that music.
Yeah, but it was just like, when you start looking at people who have done something great and what they sacrifice, like, have you watched The Last Dance?
Of course.
Dude, fuck.
He's a beast.
Dude, it was incredible, man. I want to go back and watch it a second time. And I just, the thing that really, really stood out to me in that series is when, they got beat for the second time by the Pistons. And he's like, nah, we're not going to off season. We're going to fucking the gym and we practice. And next day we're going to practice. And that's when that's when the dynasty began from that moment. And nobody I was a kid and you were a kid growing up in that era, but I don't think I was at an age where I appreciated what it really, really was. It was just
I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah. And I also didn't know about all the different drama and all the politics, office politics with all the shit. So I mean, not only was it a great nostalgic thing to go back and watch it, and I'm like, fuck, I remember this game. I remember this, and just the electric atmosphere, but to actually get the behind the scenes of that man's work ethic, MJ, dude, if you don't think that motherfucker's the GOAT after watching that shit, dude,
something's wrong with you. I was telling my wife, Michael Jordan low key is a psycho. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did
you see those memes?
Yes.
Oh, he didn't say hi to me in the drive-thru. Almost fuck him up with 50 points.
Dunk on him.
Yeah. I was like, this motherfucker, dude. He was like, oh, I guess it was the coach of the other team didn't say hi to him in the restaurant. And he took it personal. I was like, dude, that's a problem, bro.
He's a crazy person.
He was like, yeah.
He's a crazy person.
But the work ethic, it was insane, man. And I just absolutely, to me, I'm like, see, that's how the fuck you got it. I feel like when you watch it like that, you just feel inferior. I don't even fucking, what am I doing with my life?
Exactly.
I don't know. That's
go
all
harder.
That's all he fucking cared about, bro.
Yep. Go harder.
Yeah.
Go harder. That he cares so much about basketball. I don't think they showed his wife one time in the whole series.
Nope. Or his kids.
Yeah.
I don't, but at the same time, it's weird because I think, the celebrities, oh, dude, he literally single-handedly made the company Nike.
Yo.
Dude.
By himself.
Dude. When they covered that piece, because he wanted Adidas, he wasn't even going to take the Nike meeting. His parents made him go to the fucking Nike meeting.
And then, parents.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, at the time, and still, this is a lot of money now, and it's definitely a lot of money in the 80s, but I think it was they gave him $250,000 for the endorsement. And Nike said, if we can make $4 million off the shoes in the first 3 years, that's a win for us. Dude, they made $120 million the first year.
First year.
That set the company up to what it is.
Yes.
That type of money coming in. I mean, literally, he single-handedly with his brand did that. That's fucking incredible.
And people still waiting in line and killing and fighting over them shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Dude, it was an incredible story, and it just kind of reinforced it because there's always the GOAT talk at the barbershops, wherever you go, everyone talks the GOAT shit. But it is. And the thing is even though the clip with Kobe was really short in there, but he said it so eloquently. He was like, dude, there's no me without MJ.
Exactly.
He
taught me how to do this.
Yeah. And then you have legends like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. When everybody, coaches, players, peers, call you the greatest. You don't get to call yourself the greatest. That's what people brand you that.
And there's another thing that I've seen. They were saying Michael Jordan still to this day, he's never said he was the GOAT.
Never. That's what I'm saying.
He's never said that.
He doesn't need to, bro.
No, we'll say it.
Yeah, we will fucking say it, bro. He doesn't need to say that.
Yep.
So, Rich, I got a little game we're gonna play. It's not really a game. It's a question. I've seen this meme on the internet, And it's there's a lot of the versus battles going on right now.
Those. I'm kind of addicted to those right now.
Did you see the Luda and Nelly one?
He smoked Nelly's boots.
But everyone was getting in on Nelly because they had like dial-up internet.
Yeah.
And it was, I was like, and he didn't even realize it. He was like, I think he had a little bit too much to drink and he was really feeling himself.
Definitely saucy. Definitely.
Yeah, he was definitely saucy, but he didn't even know his shit was like freezing up and all. Like, I'm like, dude. And then Luda's just looking at him like, bro, you're
hilarious. He was so calm.
So I saw someone was proposing this battle, and it was Kevin Hart versus Cat Williams in a roast battle. Who would you take?
In a roast battle?
Yeah, roast.
Cat Williams, because he's meaner.
Bro, I'm with you. I say Cat Williams 100%.
Cat's too nice. Cat Williams will say some fucked up shit to Kevin Hart, and have no problem saying it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I also don't think that's Kevin Hart's arena.
Not like Cat. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Plus, Kev's like the happy-go-lucky. He's a different type of guy, man.
Yeah.
I'm picking Cat.
Chappelle Show or Key and Peele?
Chappelle Show.
Thank you.
Have that comment. I'm going to entertain that.
No.
Key and Peele.
So when Chappelle went back on, when he started doing stand-up tours again, I was like, dude, I bought tickets for my son's birthday. I was like, he's got to see, because like he's the Key and Peele generation,
right?
And it's so funny because at the stand-up, he says I don't remember exactly what the joke. He's like, I've been watching Key and Peele do my shit for the past however many years, like and I was like, that's fucking true. It's so true.
Yes, and Chappelle did it better,
dude.
Way better.
I hate that it got all weird for him and he had to do what he had to do.
Me too, because we lost out on some more great timeless comedy.
Do you remember the whole like the whole rich bitch, right? And he's like doing his episode of MTV Cribs, and he's got a fucking dinosaur. And he's like, it's just like the most off the wall, over the top shit, and he's just like, he's got this. Oh, dude, it's such classic fucking. Or when he's like the blind racist and he's part of the KKK.
Yes. How do you come up with that?
Dude.
How do you come up with that?
Dude. It's fucking genius.
And I can watch him every day like it was nothing. Like it's like I never saw before.
Do you know everybody died, like when the new episode was coming, everybody like, no, fuck that Chappelle shows. I don't like fuck that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm watching Chappelle show.
That's it.
Like, it's like I cannot wait to see what he comes up with. There was so many genius fucking ideas. The Rick James shit. Like there's still people I saw my son using the meme with I said, dude, you don't even know what that's from. Like you don't even know why that's a thing.
Right.
Like the fuck your couch shit. Like
exactly.
you don't even know.
That's how you know that shit is like culturally iconic. Like the kids are doing memes and stuff. They don't even know what it's from.
Yeah. And I'm just like, so now that he's back, like he's got some Netflix specials. He's doing.
I watch them all. I watch everything he does.
Yeah. What do you think we'll get another version of Chappelle's show at some point?
I would love that, but no.
No, you think he's going to stick with with stand up? Why do you think that?
Because I think the world is too politically correct for a Chappelle show now.
Really?
Hell yeah. You can't even say there's so much that you can't. People are so easily offended now. That's the part of his comedy that I like the most, that he purposely offends people. And I think it's so funny. So
what do you think? So in your opinion, obviously, not to say this is the way of the world, but in your opinion, why do you think it was something he could get away with? What do you think changed that allowed him to get away with that in the 2000s versus now him not being able to do? Because in his stand-up, he's still that I don't give a fuck. Like, and he's like, I don't care. Like, y'all, whatever. Like, he still is the I don't give a fuck guy. Like,
but he's not in everyone's living room every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a stand-up here and there, you're choosing to go see that. You're choosing to watch that. But I think, week in and week out, I don't know. Even he left because he was feeling like, okay, at some point. And he said it. I believe he said that. Like, he thought he maybe was doing too much. And he was feeling the kind of way. He was like, damn, okay, are they laughing with me or are they laughing at me when I make these racial jokes and things like that? So People are sensitive, man. I'm not. That's why.
Yeah, no, and I think
give a fuck.
Well, and I think that's if you just go back and look at any of the legendary stand-up comedians, like they're always putting the shit that everyone's afraid to talk about. That it's what being a stand-up comic is.
Exactly.
Bro.
You push the envelope and you talk about what's really going on. This is the world that we live in. Like,
I mean, Chris Rock has been great at that. He's been tackling social issues from a comedic standpoint for as long as fucking I don't know how long.
Absolutely.
So
and they embraced him.
Yeah,
he was embraced by the masses.
But see, I think Chappelle, a new version of Chappelle's show could live on something like Netflix, where it's not necessarily mainstream, but people have the choice to go in and watch it. I don't know.
I could see that. I could see that. Now that you say that, because again, like that cartoon I mentioned earlier, Big Mouth, like there's no way that show should have been made.
It's like, who was fucking greenlighting this shit?
Who is greenlighting this show?
I'm gonna have to type that. Big Mouth. I'm gonna have to. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
The premise of the show is about these kids going through puberty. Think
it's
about
a cartoon. Is it a cartoon?
It is a cartoon. They're showing kid dicks, kid nipples. There's a fucking character called the Hormone Monster. Where it's a representation of the kid's hormones, and it's hilarious. But I don't know how they're showing it.
Could you? Okay, so let me ask you this, Rich.
I love it.
So let me ask you this: you are an animator. You have a cartoon. You've done pitches. Mm-hmm. How would one pitch that show? Like, what do you think that's like? How do you even feel confident going in? Like, I hope they get this.
This is why I can't wrap my brain around it. So just the way my brain works.
Because you've been in there with the suits, right? Like you've been in there in a room with decision makers, people that say, yeah, we're going to fund this. No, we're not going to fund this type thing.
Yep.
It's usually a little stiff, right? Uptight.
It is. Well, Adult Swim is not like that. So I would take them out of it. But I'm sure the Netflix suits are stiff,
Yeah.
So I don't know how they did this, because I would even think like, okay, if I have this show and I'm pitching this.
Because it makes your shit look mild, right?
What? That's when I was like, oh, I'm taking the skirt off of this whole shit. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Yeah.
I can say whatever I want to say. Because at the beginning, I was getting backlash because it was like, oh, y'all use the word nigga and these are roaches. Are you calling roaches black people? I'm like, no.
Oh my gosh.
I've gotten that though. People feel that way. And I'm like, no, this is a representation of the listen, man, this is how they talk. They're in the hood. This is how hood people talk. I didn't say they were black. I never said they were black. They're played by black people. Mm-hmm. That's about it. You know what I mean? So they're roaches. They're not a race. They're roaches. So, I had to get past that. I had to jump over some hoops with that, but I'm true to my characters. I know who they are, so I don't give a shit what anybody says. So if they were giving me flack on that, how are they letting these have kid dicks on Netflix?
Crazy.
It's pedophilia.
It could be, right?
It's child pornography.
That's fucking crazy.
But it's hilarious. And it's not like, I think the thing about it is they do it so clever. Like, it's not gratuitous. It's not like they're just like, hey, I want to show some kid dicks today. It's how they do it. They might be doing a song. Like, he might just got his first pube, and he's happy. And he's talking to his dick. And his dick's like, yo, look, we got a hair. And he's like, yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It's crazy. But it's funny. I don't know how they pitched it.
And not only that, I'm like, someone actually took the time to
drawing it.
to do all
from
this.
The animator. I'm like, who drew the girl? Talks to her vagina. It's a character, has eyes and stuff, and she's talking to it like, hey, up there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. Okay, so I show up to work today, and my scene that I have to animate is this? Fucking serious?
Well, it's probably the same for people that are editors of porn. Like, could you, like,
I could not imagine that.
Yeah, work at Bang Brothers and you're the editor. Like, so do I cut? Do I go for the close up here, or how long? I mean, you just think about that, and you're like,
that's a job, though. That's somebody's real deal job.
It probably pays very well too.
I never thought about that. Somebody has to edit Bang Bros.
Mm-hmm. And all the other ones. Yeah, and they probably get paid well. And then we're like, we're gonna need a reshoot on take 4 over here. Yeah, we're just not getting. Yeah, we're not getting. We missed the cum shot. We don't have a clear. It's not in focus. It's out of focus.
That's crazy.
I mean, when I start thinking about like my editing process. Imagine if it was porn. Like, how do you? At some point, all professionalism has to go out the window.
Okay,
You can't.
that is an amazing skit.
It is. I think it is.
Porn editor.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Oh my God, Rich, you need to write it.
We're doing it.
Yeah, I got the perfect guy to play the role.
play him?
Yeah, to play the guy, the editor of the porn. Yeah,
For real?
yeah. You gotta write it. I think. See, I knew something was gonna come out of this.
It always does, dog.
I knew it.
Yo.
That's crazy,
I
bro.
have to make a note to myself.
And what if it's like odd porn? It's not like. What if it's like bestiality?
Yeah, it can't be normal. It has to be the worst porn we could come up
Yeah, like it's like the 80-year-old grandma and the 20-year-old pool guy. and then it's like, and then it shifts like the company is just does like fetish porn. So it's just like the weirdest shit. Like, how do you even? I can't.
Don't give any of it up on camera.
I'm not. I'm gonna let you do your thing. We'll talk about it
off air because it was still an idea.
It's genius though. I think we may be onto something.
Hey man, Big Mouth exists. We can do whatever we want.
Look, that's the right motivation, right? Like,
I think they're on season 4.
fuck.
It's
Really?
a hit. It's a hit.
It's definitely not in what Netflix recommends, like on the home screen. Like,
It pops up on mine.
oh,
so
it
this is
does
what I
because you've
watch.
watched it.
Yeah,
though.
I
That's-
watch all the cartoons. So like all the Netflix animation shows, I watch those.
So, Rich, before we wrap it up, can you tell everybody where to check out like the Roach Motel and then anything related to DJing? Oh, I did have a question though.
Yeah.
When you get back, when the clubs get back open and all those things, and you get back to playing music and that side of life becomes normal, will you be spinning Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh hell no! Man. I wasn't playing him the first time before he read it. I hate him.
Did you see?
I hate his shit. I do.
You hated him as an artist before. It has nothing to do with.
No, I was completely as an artist, but again, I got the rapper in me, right? So
Right.
I'm like, this is some bullshit. I'm not supporting this. Fuck this guy. He's trash.
Did you get requests?
Yes.
Female or male requests?
No,
Female.
I've never had a guy ask me to play 6ix9ine. Never. It's always been a female. And
Dancers
it's always been
or patrons?
both. Both. They were probably about 19.
What do you say?
No. Give me $50.
Would they pay it? Have they paid it?
Not for him.
No.
No.
No. Well, no, because so I did see this interesting. I guess he went like, I don't know, it was like Facebook or Instagram Live,
Millions of people.
and he was addressing the snitch factor, and he was talking about, why should he have been loyal to those people that were fucking his girl and this. So I think, which I found interesting just because, a lot of people were like, oh, it's over. He snitched and this and that. And it's like we grew up in the era of the drug dealer and
Right.
it's now the era of the drug user
Yes.
in music,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. That's where the disconnect is for me.
Yeah. We grew up in the era of the dealer. We grew up in the era of the pusher, not the user.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how that really changes or how that transition occurred, where it went to, the user piece of it. But
Lil Wayne.
you think solely responsible?
Yeah. In my opinion.
What about Future?
Lil Wayne was first.
Kind of in
I think
the.
Wayne was first. Future wasn't out when Wayne was doing the Carter 2 and sipping syrup and the big cups. So he always had the styrofoam cup and always ride. Hey, I was a big Lil Wayne fan. I still am. I watched it. In my opinion, do the research and just look.
So
Future
he
came out way after that.
Yeah. But I think what, and the reason I bring up Future is because the way Future introduced a lot more than just the lean. It was a lot of the pills and that stuff. So I think that's why I even brought him up, because Wayne has always just been the lean for the most part. Like at least what he advertised. Not to say he wasn't doing other shit, but that's what he made famous.
No, agreed. Future definitely made the pills famous.
So what do you think? Like in that scenario where someone's like, well, these people, they're fucking me up. They're not being like, is it okay to snitch then? in that if that's the case where people aren't, they're shitting on you left and right, and there's not a loyalty on their side, and you're,
Listen, man. First of all, he signed up for the street shit. He was not built like that. So
Right.
you're supposed to accept what comes with that, right? But he's not a street nigga, so he doesn't have to abide by street rules because he's not that. He's a rapper.
How does the street allow him to come in to even be a part of that? Then how does that happen?
Because he was a lick the whole time.
Because he was making money. He was.
Yeah,
They were. It was a way to clean money, launder, do all those.
Absolutely. They saw him a mile away. He was dumb and gullible, and they were like, okay, come on. You can be in our gang. We'll protect you. Make us this money, blah, blah, blah. But then once they did everything to him, he got in over his head, and he started to see, like, yo, listen, man, if they fuck my baby mom and robbed me and kidnapped me and stole from me and had people trying to kill me, I'm telling you too, fuck you. He's supposed to go to jail.
Yeah, and
For them?
Yeah,
And them same people have ties in jail. He could have got killed in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell, young man. Go ahead, tell, bro. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. So, what's he going to do? And the fans, listen, my theory is this. If you're a 6ix9ine fan from jump, you don't know shit about the streets anyway.
Yeah.
To buy into that.
But he tries to talk street shit anyway. But
it was phony from the beginning. That's
the
That's
problem.
why I never liked him.
But that's the problem with music now. Is because back in the 90s, Rich, you had to have street cred. Like you couldn't talk this shit unless you were living the shit.
People would press you.
Yeah.
And see, the thing about 6ix9ine, well, he had real gangsters around him. So you couldn't press him. Even when the people wanted to get him.
Yeah.
They couldn't get him. They couldn't get to him. So, I mean, he was able to get a good little run of that bullshit, but
do you think he's safe?
Nobody's safe. But I don't think anybody's going to do anything to him. I don't think people care enough. Plus,
not even the people that aren't put away, that he helped put away, like the people they're connected to.
Anything can happen to anybody, but I don't see it happening. I just don't.
He's too public. You say he's too public, too out there.
I mean, shit. The president got killed, so I know one's too public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They killed Kennedy, so. But I think just with social media and everything now, he's very popular, and I really don't think people care enough. Like, I think those guys that went down, I think even the people around them know, like, yo, that's part of the game. Like, you knew what was gonna happen if you didn't kill him.
Well, that was going to be my next question. It was like, okay, well, he may not have been from that street life, but they also had to configure the risk factor of bringing an outside person in that
exactly
is more than likely when the shit hits the fan, they're not about a code. Mm-hmm. They're gonna fucking sing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the type of dudes that they are, from what you see, like I was more concerned about 6ix9ine's baby mom and child, something happening to them more than him. I didn't see anything happen to him. But you know how the streets are. Like, we can't get you, we're going to get them.
They're going to get you from some perspective.
Yeah, like, who was protecting them? So that part I didn't like at all. Like, he put his family in jeopardy. But he put his family in jeopardy the day that he started fucking with them in the first place. Because you're not built like that. So you're not supposed to even be around that type of shit.
Yeah.
You chose that. So you got to deal with whatever come with it. So am I saying he was right for snitching? No. Am I surprised that he snitched? No.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not built for that shit.
Yeah, all that shit is confusing and all of it is wrong. Everybody was wrong in the situation.
Yeah,
they were wrong. He was wrong.
Nobody should have been fucking with anybody. Like, they should have been. They shouldn't have been fucking with him, just like he shouldn't have been fucking with him.
Should never have met. Those people are not supposed to be around each other.
Yeah, because they cut from different cloths, man.
Completely. And you see what happens. So, I hope somebody learned a lesson from that. You can't play with the streets.
Well, I hate to even ask this, but did you watch the video, the Goomba video?
No.
He's actually come out wearing the snitch thing as like a badge of honor. Like, he's not holding back. Like,
I believe it.
He, in the video, for 3 seconds, he has a Snapchat filter of a rat on his head.
In the video.
In the video. He's not fucking denying it,
See,
bro.
you cannot. How you take somebody that serious?
I mean,
Can't take him seriously.
Yeah. I mean, I never did. Like, before all that shit happened, I just heard this fucking loudmouth. Da-da-da-da-da. He's just fucking running his goddamn dick sucker. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm like, how are people? And I was like, there was just like interviews, and this was way before the charges and all that shit. He was just everywhere on the timelines. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
I don't understand the appeal. I really don't get it. Like, I would really love to sit down with a 6ix9ine fan and be like, okay, but why do you like him for real? Like, I could tell you why I like certain artists. You could tell me. Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is about it. It can't be the music. It can't be him as a person. So what is it?
No, I don't.
Character. I don't know. I like clowns.
I mean, the fucking rainbows. I don't fucking get any of it. I don't.
But now we sound like old haters now.
Is it that?
Oh, yeah.
No, because, you know, it's interesting.
Slope, Mike. Slippery slope.
It is. Let me tell you, though, it is. It is a very slippery slope. And I was talking to my buddy Jig. Is it that the music really sucks now? Or are we just so stuck in our generation of, like, our shit was the best?
Both. No, there's good shit out there.
There is.
You know? From young people.
Are you a Drake fan?
I love Drake. People laugh at me about that. I fucking love
Why?
Drake. They're like, oh, he's soft. Man, Drake's the shit. Drake's the shit. I like girls. You know what I mean? He makes songs for girls. He can rap his ass. I love Drake. I'm a huge Drake fan.
I think
huge.
I'm not saying it's going to happen in, 5 years or 10 years, but I think Drake is right now the only. I think he'll surpass Jay-Z at some point as far as hits, artists. Just he is that torch. I think when you look at the total package, and
no question.
Also, there's a big thing. There's a big part of maturity that handling success at that level and being able to not get caught up in bullshit and continue to grow. I really feel like out of all the talent that's out there, he's that guy. Because when you think about Jay, man, that motherfucker's got 20 years of hits.
Yes.
And he's still fucking going, bro.
Anytime he wants to.
Bro.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, who is fucking with Jay?
Nobody. But Drake is next.
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, I think Jay will bow out when he wants to. It's not like he's never going to be forced into it.
No, he's already retired on us a couple of times anyway.
Yeah,
quote unquote retired on us.
Right. Do you think we have Jay-Z that we have now if Tupac never dies?
Yeah, I do. Because I think they're so different. I don't like the Tupac audience is not the Jay-Z audience.
I know, but I think when Tupac was on his rage, like his hit 'em up rage, right? Like he was shitting on everybody.
He was.
And does someone like Jay-Z even surface with someone like Tupac that's out there?
Well, one knock I do have about Jay, which I never liked, is he never responded. I feel like everybody on the East Coast responded to Tupac before he died. Mm-hmm. Jay didn't say shit. And I didn't like that.
I also didn't like when he did a Bonnie and Clyde.
I hated that. He hated you. How did they even clear that?
Yeah, like why would you even fucking entertain that? Like you don't have to.
Didn't like it. So those were two missteps in his career that I didn't like. And he's like my favorite ever. But I didn't like that. And even just coming out like, okay, when Pac died, then Big died, then Jay became the king of New York. But, I heard.
Do we have Jay-Z if Biggie doesn't die? Or do we have this version of Jay-Z, as what I should say?
That's a great question. But I would say yes for the simple reason, and I've given this thought. The only reason
I could tell you feel good about this.
I do, because they're my guys. Those are my guys. The same conversation we had earlier. Mm-hmm. When you want to be around people that challenge you. Mm-hmm. Look at Jay-Z's nature. Mm-hmm. He was always competing with Big as friendly competition. Mm-hmm. Big was only going to get better, which is going to make Jay better. So I feel like it wouldn't have been a monopoly, but I think we would have gotten an amazing.
Do you think there's a potential where there's only one room for a king, right? So is there? Mm-hmm. Does that become something that become a friendly battle turn into a?
That's a great question. I don't know. Could be. I'm trying to think of who else was like on top and then didn't.
I can tell you, I have a very unpopular opinion. I liked Mace more than Biggie.
You like Mace more than Biggie?
I love Biggie. I take Biggie all time over, the whole Pac Biggie thing, whatever. Like, I still fuck with Ready to Die, the fucking album, the whole thing. Mm-hmm. But I like Mace, dude. Like classic Mace, like Harlem World Mace.
I'm a huge Mace fan. Harlem World is in my top 10. I love you're talking to a huge Mace fan here. So I can see it, but where we disagree is why I don't pick him over Big, because his bodies of work weren't even. Harlem World was the shit, but after that,
I will agree with that, and I think he featured on some really great singles and really great records where he was a featured artist. But the Harlem World, I just felt like
I love that shit,
bro.
I love Harlem.
To this fucking day, bro. You can have an entire party just putting that fucking CD in, and no one's gonna be like, "Hey, put this on." Like, no, motherfucker. Like we like and when Biggie, like, I don't, he went and did the religion thing, and it was just like, bro, you got the torch, man. Like, he could have been.
Puff fucked him up, man.
Puff fucked everybody up, man.
The music industry.
But it was the thing.
He really could have been.
Yeah.
Like, there was a time, even, this is how entrenched I was with it, but and that's our era, right? And I'm from up there. So I remember.
That's even closer to home for you.
Yes. I remember Jay-Z's second album, he was dissing Mace because Mace dissed him on Harlem World. They were battling for the King of New York thing. And I don't even know if people remember that shit, but
it probably
Jay-Z and Mace.
But it was also, I think, when that was, because Hard Knock Volume 2 is the second album, right?
Yep.
Because I don't think Reasonable Doubt wasn't like an instant classic. It was recognized as a classic after the fact.
Later. Mm-hmm.
And people were like, oh yeah, that's a classic album. Even though I honestly, Jay didn't really surface for me until he did the record for Rush Hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because I grew up in the Midwest. Exactly. So like we have Do or Die, Twister, like that was, those were the closest things to me. So we're in that, but so that's when we really started to see a lot of Jay, and it was just like, from that point on, it was like everywhere, but I don't know, man. I feel like, I think Puffy did more disservice to the industry than service. He it's a hard argument, because you're like, oh man, he was there for Harlem World, he was there for the Biggie shit, but then it's like it's just like a level of greed, I think, that went into it, and it wasn't about even like, dude, Diddy's had some great records.
Yeah.
But I don't, the thing is like, he hasn't had any lately. Like,
well, no, because that glue, the people behind those records aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
Because he's not like he's an artist for real.
Yeah, not
in the sense of creating the. I mean, I take that back. I would never say Diddy's not an artist. He's a fucking artist.
Yeah, because he's a performer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a writer.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah, so he's not a writer.
Stuff are not around, and it never lasts, and that's a pattern that kept happening. And he was doing something wrong. Only thing I will give him credit for is he eventually grew up and changed that shit, and everybody started being happy. But he did Mace bad.
Yeah, he did.
From Mace's point of view.
Yeah, he did Total.
Yep, I love Total. We were listening to Total yesterday on the way home. Love Total. I love that whole Bad Boy era. Like, that's my era.
Yeah, that was dude. There was a lot of great music that came out.
Yeah, I mean, God, man. Yeah, Bad Boy Records is the shit. Yeah, Mace was the man. Harlem World is the truth. I love that album.
Yeah,
it ain't no Ready to Die though.
No, I mean, it's a battle. Like I said, man, it's just like he. I think Mace's lane, obviously, because I feel like man,
more pop.
Yeah, it was more party shit. It was definitely more party music.
That's the word, party music.
Biggie shit was definitely more street shit. And now as an adult, when I go back and I listen to some Biggie records, and maybe when I was a teenager, early 20s, I didn't really have the capacity to understand what the fuck he was subliminally saying. But like in the record, What's Beef? Mm-hmm. And he's talking about he's got his guys that fuck kids in the ass and throw them over the bridge, and you're like, wait, what?
Right, whoa.
Yeah, like, whoa.
What kind of guys are those big?
Yeah, like, who the fuck are you hanging out with, dude? You don't think you
and
might...
he said his name.
Yeah, like it was a different fucking.
I don't know who Gutter is, but I ain't trying to be around.
Yeah, bro. How is this even like? It's crazy because in the '90s they could get away with saying that shit, but I remember Rick Ross got like the heaviest fucking ridicule for that line, and
Molly all of her champagne.
She didn't even know. And then all of a sudden now he's a rapist.
Yeah,
or insinuated by, and I'm like, I immediately think of the What's Beef record.
The world is sensitive.
It's so fucking sensitive.
The world is sensitive now.
It's entertainment, people.
That's all it is.
It's entertainment, bro. It's not like we ain't out here really doing this shit.
No, I would hope not.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Right.
But, so before all the shit went to shit, is there anybody on your radar that has that you could see becoming the next superstar, the next, who's on the come up that you see that's on your radar right now from because you're in the trenches, bro.
Yeah.
You see it. You see it before you see it manifesting.
I mean, I honestly see it in Lil Baby. Mm-hmm. I do. And it's funny because if you would have asked me this 2 or 3 years ago, like when we first met him, I was like, oh, he's shy. He don't want to stand out. Nothing. Like he's just there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I didn't get it. But the more he's one of those artists that grew in front of me. So you're like, damn. You start watching his interviews. And you're like, damn, he's fucking smart.
He got it, right?
He does have it. And he didn't have it like the baby. Like the baby, I saw it. Like, boom.
Yeah, it was there.
My only thing for the baby is I'm gonna need him to take some chances creatively. You know what I mean? Like,
because at some point you have to. You can't just
all that shit sounds the same to me now. And it's dope, but you gotta grow. I've seen growth in Little Baby. Like I would like if the baby does, I would like to see him take Kanye chances, do some shit with Travis Porter. So just do something different. You know what I mean? Even Little Baby, I think. It's gonna be him, and it's another guy. I never liked his music. I still don't like his music, but I respect it because I respect what he's done. Young Thug, never liked him. Never liked his music. Never really liked the wearing the dresses and stuff. I don't come from that, but his influence over artists that are under him is crazy. Like Lil Wayne was. Like he's influenced a lot. And then when I really study, because again, I'm a student, so I can't say, yo, I don't like this shit, but everybody else like it. I'm not going to just be standing over here like, yo, I don't like it. I want to start digging in to see, well, why do y'all like it?
Yeah, because there's a psychology piece to it that is connecting with someone on some level.
And and sometimes I want to know. You know what I mean? Like, okay, all right, for real. Nah, he wears a dress. Yeah, but he had a gun under it. Okay. All right, well, give me something else. Like, okay, this is my favorite thing to say to the guys, that to fans of artists that I don't connect with. Mm-hmm. I'll say, give me 3 songs. His best songs. Like, if I never heard shit else, because, oh, man, you just be hearing what's, okay, cool. Give me the 3 songs that I need to make me see what you see. And I do that a lot. And a lot of times they'll give me 3 songs and I'll be like, oh, shit. Okay, I get it. Never even heard these songs. Or if I did, I wasn't listening.
Right.
You're listening.
Right.
But because it's like homework. Like if somebody give me 3 songs, I'm going to listen.
Yeah.
And I'm going to listen from the open mind, just from a talent standpoint. And then I saw it. I was like, damn, Young Thug, that motherfucker, he has like 30 flows. Mm-hmm. Never noticed that. All I heard was whining, and I got caught up in the dress thing.
Yeah. Well, I get it. Like, usually the pattern you see, I would call it like the Andre 3000 pattern, where they grow into their style and their look and those different things, and it's easier for the masses to digest as opposed to just coming out and doing it.
Right.
Because all of a sudden when you do that, it's more of a distraction from what you're actually trying to do, because people are like, what the fuck is he doing?
It was a distraction for me.
Yeah. Well, I think most people our age, it was a distraction because we've known rap to be one thing for so long, and that wasn't part of it.
Right. But it ain't for us anymore. And as a DJ, you learn to step back and say, well, shit, they're not making it for me anyway. So why do who gives a fuck if I like it or not? It's not for me. Like, there are guys making music for me, and I listen to that. But when I'm in the club, I'm playing the music that the artists are making for the club. Mm-hmm. So once
it's a big difference.
Step out of it, I play all that shit. All of it. But when I get in my truck,
it's different.
Yeah, it gets no burning.
It's
Just
like,
told you I was listening to Total yesterday.
Yeah. Hey, look, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I don't know. Like, I like it. It's kind of like movies that come out now and the music that comes out now. It's just like, I personally feel like I grew up in the best era of both film and like the 90s. Dude, we had Menace to Society, we had Boys in the Hood, we had fucking
Juice,
dude. Because you heard you
Ghostbusters.
Yes. You heard they were trying to possibly reboot New Jack City.
Stop touching shit. Quit
Dude,
touching
leave
shit.
it the fuck alone. Like, I'm going to start, like, why are we not rioting about this shit?
For real. It's ridiculous.
What's wrong with the first one, motherfucker? Just watch it.
Nothing. Or if you're going to make a new movie, make it a new movie. Do something else. Don't call it that.
Yeah. It's crazy. It drives me fucking nuts. Like, Hollywood is scared to take a fucking chance.
They are.
Yeah. They don't want, like, it's not there. It's just, we know this worked in the past. We can make money off of a new generation.
You know, my question is, though, are these movies successful, though? Is that why they keep doing it? That's my question. I never even looked at it from that point of view. Like, are they keep doing this because it's working? Is it working?
It's got to. Because you know what? I always get into this argument. Because they're like, oh, did you see that? No, I haven't seen the new Lion King because there's only one Lion King.
Right.
There's only one. It's
The Lion King.
Yeah. Oh, have you seen the new Aladdin? No, because there's only one Aladdin. There's only one fucking genie. His name's Robin Williams.
Exactly.
There's not, like, and I don't care. And I love Will Smith.
Me too, but not.
I won't even watch it. I'll tell you, we were at Disney last year, and we were Disney World down in Florida, and anyone that's been to Disney knows the fucking pins. They all have like these fucking collector's pins. Mm-hmm. So we're in this little hut. It's got all these fucking pins on it. Got one row. It's got pins of the Robin Williams genie, and then another row with the Will Smith genie. Well, there's a saying on the on the Robin Williams one. It says, "Often imitated but never duplicated." And then the pin and I was like, was that intentional? Like, I feel like it was intentional.
It has to be. Like,
there's no other way for that not to, because that's like his line in the movie. And then it's on his pin, and then right next to it is the Will Smith genie.
Damn, shots fired.
Dude, low key, like super low key.
Against each other, their own thing.
And you're only going to know that like if you've seen the first one a million times, right. Which I have.
Which we have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are your kids into the retro Disney?
Yes.
I think.
Thank God.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
That animation holds up, though.
It does. No, it's fucking great. Toy Story 1 still looks fucking great.
Dog.
And they were innovative on that. Like, that was like groundbreaking animation at that time. Like, yes. Pixar changed the game, bro. But I will tell you, there was a day when Isaac was living with us, and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna go to the skating rink. Can you pick up so and so that lived in our neighborhood?" And I was taking him to the skating rink. So gets in the car. My son and Biggie share the same birthday, so he's naturally going to be a Biggie fan.
Right.
We were listening to Biggie in the car, and his friend, I've heard of him. I've never heard any of his music. And I'm like, dude, your parents have failed you. Like, that's why we're stuck with the generation we have, is because parents are failing their kids about teaching them about classic fucking music.
Straight up. And movies.
And movies, yeah. Yep. It's the parents' fucking fault. You let that shit go. Like, how the fuck do
it's
you
directly their fault.
Directly. Like, how the fuck do you live in Atlanta and not know who Outkast is? Like, how the fuck is that even a thing, bro?
Is that a thing?
It is a thing. Like, they don't fucking know.
Oh my God.
The teenagers I've been around, they don't fucking know the music. They don't know, like, those are the fucking, they set the groundwork in this city to be the mecca of fucking hip hop, bro.
Yeah. But that's why these young rappers be like, man, fuck them old niggas, I don't care. Because you don't know anything about them. You don't even know.
You wouldn't even be doing what the fuck you doing without them.
Exactly.
That's the crazy part. That's the fucking crazy part. Man, whatever. All we can do is do our part.
I'm retired, man.
There you go. Someone until you're not.
That too.
until you're not. Well, dude, Rich, I appreciate this shit so much, coming down here, checking out the studio, having this conversation, man.
Beautiful studio, man.
I appreciate it. Hey, maybe you guys come in, go ahead, do your table read, record your something. We're gonna do something, goddamn it. We're gonna do something. shit. Yeah. But Rich, tell them where they can get in touch with you or get in touch with the Roach Motel. Just we're going to put it all in the show notes, but I want to make sure you know you get whatever shout out that you want to do, all that stuff, man. Go ahead and let them know.
Yeah. All right. So you can follow me on my DJ page. On my artist out there is DJ_Filthy Rich. That's filthy with an F. I don't know why they be trying to slide that PH in there. DJ_Filthy Rich. And for the Roach Motel, all my animation fans, is the Roach Motel TV on Instagram. And I have all my episodes, all the merch and everything is on the RoachMotelCartoon.com.
I might have to get them to do a promo for the Dream Supply. So maybe write a Roach, get him in here, do a little.
Yeah,
something.
We can do that.
We got to cross the brands, baby. We got to cross.
Right.
Yeah, we
That's
got
what
to
it's
do
about.
it.
Building, man.
Building relationships, man.
Thanks for having me, though, man.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. So for everybody, we appreciate you taking the time, listening in. And until the next time, remember, keep the dream over everything. Ciao.